You are welcome to the Lord TV, your number one fantastic reality TV that gives you all that it takes to be enlightened on trending news such as politics, entertainment, sports, and what have you. If you are new on this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button as well as already subscribed. So please don't forget to drop your comments anytime I drop new videos. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. Viewers, we have an interesting trending news for you today, and the headline is Tension as Supreme Court decides the fate of Ihedioha and Uzodinma. Who wears the crown? But before I proceed, don't forget, click on the red subscribe buttons as well as the bell button to get updated anytime we upload new videos. The news in details. The motion, which was filed by the legal team of the former governor headed by Chief Kanu Agabi, was in respect of appeals. Senator Hope Uzodinma of the All Progressive Congress and Honorable Emeka Ihedioha of the People Democratic Party (PDP) and the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). It is the contention of Ihedioha that the judgment of the Supreme Court be set aside is a nullity as it was obtained by fraud. On this ground, Ihedioha submitted that the appellant respondent Uzodinma fraudulently misled the court into holding that a total of 213,495 votes were unlawfully excluded from the vote score by the first appellant respondent in the gubernatorial election of the 9th March 2019 in Imo State. He further submitted that the first appellant respondent admitted under cross-examination that he was the person and not the third respondent, INEC or any of its officials, who computed the results that gave him the 213,495 votes alleged to have been excluded from his vote in the election. The fraudulent nature of the additional vote was demonstrated by the fact that the total votes cast, as shown in the first appellant respondent computation, was more than the total number of votes accredited for the election, and in some polling units, more than the total number of registered voters. The fraud was also demonstrated by the fact that the results computed by the first appellant respondent showed only the votes of the first applicant and the first appellant respondent without specifying the votes scored by the other 68 candidates who participated in the election. But responding, Governor Hope Uzodinma has asked the Supreme Court to dismiss an application filed by former Governor Emeka Ihedioha seeking the setting aside of its January 14 judgment that removed him from office. The governor's position is contained in his preliminary objection challenging the competence of Ihedioha's motion. In the same motion, dated February 5, 2020, Ihedioha prayed the Apex Court for an order setting aside as a nullity the judgment delivered by it on the 14th of January 2020. However, Governor Uzodinma, in his preliminary objection dated February 6, 2020, urged the court to strike it out. In addition, motion on notice brought pursuant to Section 6 of 6A of the 1999 Constitution, Uzodinma and his political platform, the All Progressive Congress (APC), predicated their objection on the ground that the application, being a proceeding relating to our arising from election of a governor, is barred by infraction of time. The application constitutes an invitation to the Supreme Court to sit on appeal over its final decision, Uzodinma posted. Beside the objectors, through their counsel, Damian Dodo San submitted that having delivered its final decision on the first and second respondent, appeal number SC 1462-2019 between Senator Hope Uzodinma and Honorable Emeka Ihedioha and two others, the Supreme Court has become functus officio and divested of jurisdiction over the same subject matter. Order 8 Rule 16 of the Supreme Court Rules 2014 prohibits this Honorable Court from reviewing its judgment once given and delivered, save to correct clerical mistakes or accidental slip. The judgment sought to be set aside, having been given effect by the inauguration of the first respondent objector as governor of Imo State. This honorable court lacks the jurisdiction to grant the prayer sought, Uzodinma argued. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) had, after the March 9, 2019 gubernatorial election in Imo State, declared Honorable Emeka Ihedioha as the winner of the poll. Aggrieved by the declaration of Ihedioha by the INEC as winner of the governorship election, Uzodinma and APC challenged the said declaration by way of a petition. The litigation that ensued from the petition ultimately led to the appeal by Uzodinma and the APC against the decision of the Court of Appeal, which by majority decision dismissed their appeal against the decision of the Election Tribunal to the Apex Court. Ihedioha and PDP also cross-appealed. However, in its judgment of 14th January 2020, the Supreme Court held that there was merit in the appeal filed by Uzodinma and allowed some. Consequently, the judgment of the lower court affirming the judgment of the governorship election tribunal, which declared Ihedioha winner of the Imo governorship election, was set aside. Among the other, the Supreme Court declared that votes due to the appellant Uzodinma and APC from 388 polling units were wrongly excluded from the score ascribed to them. It ordered that the appellant's votes from the 388 polling units unlawfully excluded from the appellant's score shall be added to the result declared by the INEC. The Supreme Court also declared that the first respondent, Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, was not duly elected by a majority of lawful votes cast at the said election, and that his return as the electoral governor of Imo State was null and void, and accordingly set aside. It is hereby declared that the first appellant Senator Emeka Ihedioha pulled a majority of lawful votes cast at the governorship election held in Imo State on 9th March 2019 and satisfied the mandatory constitutional threshold and spread across the state. It is hereby declared that the first appellant Senator Hope Uzodinma is the winner of the governorship election of Imo State held on 9th March 2019. The certificate of return issued to the first respondent, Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, is hereby withdrawn. It is hereby ordered that a certificate of return should be issued to the first appellant, Senator Hope Uzodinma, forthwith, and he should be sworn in as the governor at Imo State immediately, the Supreme Court held on January 14, 2020. The Apex Court had adjourned the hearing of Emeka Ihedioha's application seeking the review of the January 14, 2020 judgment, which sacked him as Imo State governor and installed Hope Uzodinma as his replacement to March 2nd. The 7-man panel of the Apex Court, led by Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Tanko Muhammad, adjourned the hearing after Ihedioha lawyer Chief Kanu Agabi San told the court that processes were still being filed. My lords, processes are still coming up till this morning. We are still receiving processes. We therefore apply for an adjournment to enable all the processes to come in, Agabi said. The lawyer representing Uzodinma and his party, the All Progressive Congress, Damian Dudu, SAN, and that of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Taminu Inowa, SAN, did not oppose the application for adjournment. Thank you for listening to this news. Viewers, there is nothing to worry about. Yes, the two parties have shown their application. Emeka Ihedioha was elected winner, after which Uzodinma filed a case, after of which he was now favored after the filing of the case and made the governor. Now, after being made the governor, Emeka Ihedioha was not satisfied as well. Then he had to fight for a review. So I don't think anybody is against each other. The most important thing is there any foul play during the 2019 election in Imo State? If there is, unlike what has been pick points concerning Uzodinma's score and his indirect appearance at the election. If such a thing is discovered in today's review, I will advise that the Supreme Court should, with immediate effect, nullify the judgment given to Uzodinma and call for a fresh election, because such kind of act cannot be condoned in a country with a law like Nigeria, as earlier said. So today I will say we determine the verdict. And why being determined the verdict, I will say that the Supreme Court should take cognizance of every part or everything that has to do with the 2019 election. They should make sure that figures are properly determined. Anything that must have caused a foul play that led to the wrong pronouncement of judgment that favored Uzodinma should be detected. If there is any foul play, and references should be made to the newly observed matter concerning Uzodinma, if of a truth he is the true flag bearer of that party, if of a truth is not the real flag bearer, I will still suggest that the Court of Appeal, with immediate effect, nullify the already passed judgment and call for a fresh election. So anything that will lead to chaos or misunderstanding in Imo State, anything that will make the presence of the international observers not to be justified, please, I will urge the Supreme Court to avoid it. They should shown every form of biasness, intimidation, blackmail, and so on, and be focused on the review. So I know that few hours from now, we'll be getting results released, and whoever that's elected will be pronounced, and the people of Imo State will have it. We have it with them. So please, your comments concerning this are of great importance while we wait for for the verdicts to be read and reviewed to us. Don't forget to leave them behind. Click on the subscription buttons as well as the bell buttons to get updated anytime we upload new videos. Thank you.